All right, so we have our engine timed. We have all of our guides, tensioners, idlers, cam gears, everything is torqued, everything is clean, and now we are ready to put this front cover back on. I found this stuff, and it's pretty sweet that you can get a fairly large tube of silicone with its own little dispenser for about the price of 2 little squeeze tubes. So I'm gonna try this out today. I've never used this before, but I have high hopes. Let's see here. I'm gonna run along all of these surfaces. Anywhere that a bolt goes through, I have a new water pump gasket, timing cover gasket here. It's kind of weird that the water pump uses this front cover as a, we'll call it a spacer, but that's that. It's not my design. It's what I have to work with. So let's see how this works. Here it comes. This is pretty sweet. I like it. So now that that is all gooped up, I will make sure that any imperfections like that have been covered. I like the way that looks. There are 2 VVT solenoids that go through here, and they have oil seals on them, so I'm not worried about that. Even though it looks like it's the same machined plane, it's fine just the way it is. I now have a little dab of grease, and this is just going to go here on this seal. I could put it on the harmonic balancer, but I might end up doing that anyway. Just to help with assembly. All of these I'll be able to grease later, but this has that crank snout sticking out, so I wanted to do that now. I think everything is set. There are 2 alignment dowels here, and I'm just going to set this in place, and then I'm going to just use a couple of screws and just kind of finger tighten it. Now I want the RTV here to set up and not just get squished out, so that's why I mentioned I'm just gonna take it easy and basically use a few bolts to hold it in place. I also noticed, it's kind of cool, or I don't know, silly, that there are 2 of these rubber guides in every bolt hole for whatever reason. I have 1 bolt that seems to be longer than the rest. And it's weird because there's different thicknesses of the casting here. I don't know what this one's for. I bet it's right there. So what I'm going to do is give that RTV about 10 minutes, just like that. And then I'm going to come through and really snug it up. So I'm just going to start throwing the bolts in, getting them ready. These are the 2 small ones. But I'm just going to get them ready to be tightened up, and that's all. There are 2 bolt holes here, and I do recall, I should have marked one. When I pulled this all apart, I believe this hole here already had something missing. I don't remember why. Maybe from this tensioner assembly, but we're gonna leave both of those empty for now. I'm gonna look back and see if I can find something on a previous video of which one of these was open. Something's wrong with that one. I'll have to figure out why. But the bolt is bottoming out before I get to where I need to be. So I'm gonna just leave, I'll put this little bushing back. I'm gonna leave that sticking out. I'll figure that out later. Looky, looky, we figured it out. The tensioner has 3 bolts, and so the bolt that was here actually goes here, and then 1, 2, 3. So everything's in line. Like I said, I'm going to just let this sit, tack up a little bit longer. I will come back through maybe tomorrow and torque this whole front cover down.